I would imagine that we all tell our students about it, but yet we don't use it, so we don't always know the ins and outs of it. So Talia's here to tell us about this software and give us a demonstration of how it works and what our students are seeing when they're using it. So Talia, go ahead and take it away.
All right, good morning. Good morning, good morning. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Upswing today, and as was stated, I'm going to briefly go through the basics and then do a little bit of a demo with some time for questions and answers at the end. So what is Upswing? Upswing is free virtual tutoring that's provided by experts in various subjects. It's free for our Central Carolina students, and all they have to do is use their email address, their Cougar Mail, in order to log into it. The people that are providing the tutoring are graduate students, practitioners, and retirees. So, they're very well qualified in order to help our students with whatever questions they have on all these various subjects. I want to show you just a little bit about who you'll find tutoring students. This is an example. If you notice, there's a Meet with a Tutor button, which again, when we go through the demonstration, you'll see how that works. But it works very much like Google in that they are given just a list of options. They see profiles though, and this is an example of a profile. So this is a profile for, I just picked some random ones, for algebra. This is one of the tutors that's available. And if you notice, it has a name, a photo, and then there's a star rating system. So this particular tutor is a 5-star tutor. That means that when she works with students at the end of the session, when they're given the option to, answer a couple of questions, a survey basically, how was your session, did everything go okay? Students have rated this particular tutor 5 stars. So again, they have their choice. They can read a little bit about the person and decide for themselves who it is that they want to work with. This is another example. This is one that I pulled for an English course. This particular person is actually an English professor at another college. And again, 5-star ratings tells you a little bit about the person. And even some of the tougher subject areas, nursing, for instance, where people might wonder, do we actually have tutoring available for that? Yes, this is an example of one of the tutors that's available for nursing. So as I said, Upswing is able to cover a variety of subject areas. Tutoring isn't the only thing that's available, though. There's also an online writing lab. So the online writing lab works very much like the CCCC writing lab. And again, you'll actually get to see it when we go through the demo, but it's asynchronous. Students submit their essay, and within 48 hours generally, it'll be returned back to them with some feedback, so some suggestions for improvements. And students can submit the essay, as many times as they want to until they're happy with their final product. There are also some additional resources. So there's the writing lab that kind of goes through the writing process. And then there's also help for formatting citations. And actually, I think now is a good time to go ahead and switch over to that. So if you'll give me just a moment, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I want to point out that the websites, which again, there are several links. There are links to Upswing on the Academic Assistance Center webpage, on the STEM Lab webpage, the Writing Center webpage. There's links all over CCCC's website, but it's cccc.upswing.io, so not your usual ending. It's .io instead of, any one of the various other extensions for websites. This is what a student page would look like. So if I'm a student, this is what I'm going to see when I log in. Hi, Talia, what would you like to do today? Let's go through how this works. When students log into this page, they're going to click on Meet with a Tutor. And our subjects that are offered are already preloaded. So let's say, you know what, I'm going to pick a psychology class this time. Let's just do general psychology. So as you can see, it's preloaded. All I have to do is, start typing the first part. Then I can select the course. And these are the profiles that I told you about previously. So you can see that there are tutors available for that. If I want to pick one, I'll just pick the first one on the list. I can see more of the profile information to the right, as well as experience and education information, as well as a list of subject areas that this person is available for. And then there's a schedule. So if I wanted to receive help today, then she's available at 1:15. I would just select this time and log back in, maybe check around, I don't know, 12:30 or so, just for the confirmation. The confirmation is going to be over in the message button, or over in the message center. And the way that we're using Collaborate with the whiteboard and the ability to chat and use the cameras, Upswing works the same way. If I want to, I can send a message to the coach in advance. So if I have notes or a worksheet or something of that nature that I think I need help with and I want her to have time to look at it beforehand, I can send that message when I sign up for this tutoring session. Again, I'm not going to actually sign up for that because I don't want to take that slot from someone who may need it. So I'm just going to run back over to the home button real quick. So that's all it takes to sign up for a tutor. Just log in with Cougar Mal, meet with a tutor, and choose someone from the list. Then log back in for the actual session. If I want help with a writing center assignment, again, this is asynchronous, meaning I'm not going to actually speak with someone at that time. I'm just going to send in my essay. So this is the form that I would use. I'm just going to choose writing, provide some basic information, title, whatever the line spacing is for the assignments, how many pages I'm sending, upload the file, any supporting files. So supporting files in this case would be if I was given a rubric or an instruction sheet as far as what the essay needs to contain. I can give a brief description here and what it is that I'm looking for help with under this heading of reason. Okay, I would submit that, and if I had actually sent in something, on the right it would say current submissions. Again, 48 hours later, so students do need to think a little bit in advance about this. It can't be just, oh, I need to turn this in, later on tonight. I need to have it turned in by 9 o'clock. I'm going to send it, 8 o'clock in the morning. No, they need to try to think ahead. 48 hours. Often, coaches will be able to return the essay faster, but just to be on the safe side, 48 hours ahead. The current submissions would be listed here on the right. Anything else that's been returned to me would be listed under previous submissions. So students always have the ability to go back and download that essay again with whatever comments are needed, which is actually very helpful if you want to see proof that a student has received help. You can just ask them, can you send me that essay with the comments that were given? Let's take a look at some other nice stuff. These are just additional resources. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but there is the the Upswing Writing Lab, which has a couple of different tutorials in here. So you have tutorials available for the writing process. And that may be a connectivity issue on my end. So let's see, but there is generally a video or animation in this block. Okay, so we'll see this one in. This is one for pre-writing, reading the prompt. It's going to explain how to analyze instructions and focus on key points for the essays. There we go. So this one you can kind of see there's a video that goes along with it. But that's what's available under the Writing Lab section. So different options here: writing process, pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and citations. So students do have the ability to view this if they're struggling and they don't necessarily have time to sit with a tutor and chat one-on-one. They could take a look at these videos and receive assistance that way. Again, really, really nice feature, something that everyone can use. Citations. So there's information for MLA and APA, and then the various types that they might use. Is it something that's print medium? Is it digital? Where exactly did it come from? Okay, and then articles, books. Let's see. Let's just say I want to do an APA for something digital. Okay, and here we go. It's broken down, really easy to take a look at. If I need assistance with how to format information for an online scholarly journal, they give me my example. So basic format, if I click the example button, then I can see how it was done using another source. The other thing I want to point out, if ever you have questions about if a student is attending tutoring or if a student has submitted any assignments, I have administrative privileges and I can get you that information. So I know a lot of times instructors want to know, hey, how many sessions has a student attended, or are they actually getting help? Feel free to ask me that information. I can pull a report if necessary. So that's not something that I'm going to actually show you in the demo, just again because there's tons of student information, but I wanted to put that out there that yes, that information is available for you as well. Give me just a moment. I'm trying to get another feature to load on the page. Again, a little bit of connectivity issues this morning. Okay, I see you require screenshots. Yes, that's also awesome. That's they can do that as well. I should point out that when they are in tutoring sessions, um, they can also they have the ability to save any notes that are given during the session. So again, the same way that we have the whiteboard in the collaborate sessions, um, there is a feature available in Upswing where whatever notes and stuff are doodled, that's kind of saved in their session and they can refer back to that later. Okay, so forgive me, but it does not, it looks like it's still loading for some reason. I can keep fiddling with it, but I don't really want to do that right now. So what I will do, well, hopefully it will load. If you have some questions for me, I'll go ahead and answer those, and then we can come back to that if I can get this brief video that's on the site up and running. What type of access? Well, the question was put out there. Are we able to get access to Upswing? What type of access specifically? So, are you asking for admin access, or more so just to be able to see a student perspective? If anyone is interested, then go ahead and send me an email, and what I can do is try to get the student access for you. And I'll have my information. I can actually go ahead and skip to that slide so everybody can see it. There's my email and my phone number, but if you're interested and you want additional access, just send me an email and I'll see what I can do about getting that for you. No, Upswing is not a tab within the student Cougar mail. They actually need to visit one of the links on the CCCC webpage if they cannot remember the website again, because it's a little bit different. It's cccc.upswing.io. But what I can do is kind of demonstrate how to get to the website from there. Okay, so if I'm a student and I'm trying to find the website again, this is just what I think is quick, is using the A through C sorter. This is the Academic Assistance Center website, and here is the section, if they just scroll down kind of in the middle of the page, for Upswing tutoring. This banner right here is all they have to click, and it will take them straight to the Upswing website, which we'll get somebody to take a look at that. But if not, then again, if I type it in ccc.upswing.io, this is actually what they should see. This is the login and the email. So it looks like on the other page, there's a link there. For some reason, it looks a little weird, but if they just refresh, or again, ccc.upswing.io, this is the login page where they're asked for their email and password. And give me a moment. I'm trying to make sure that I answer all the questions. I see some more. Okay. Did I answer the question about how to get to Upswing? Again, there are links to it, and then they can go directly to the website if the link looks a little funny. Okay, next question. We only saw tutors with 5 stars. Does every tutor have 5 stars? No, every tutor does not necessarily have 5 stars, but that is a really good question. You generally won't see tutors with, even 3 stars. Basically, I want to say 4 is about the threshold, because the staff at Upswing do reviews, and if students are not happy with that particular person, then they're not really put out there for tutoring. So they try to make sure they do a really good job of vetting their staff. They try to make sure that their tutors are, trained and know how to assist and able to provide the best services possible. We saw a huge jump, obviously, with the pandemic and everything in usage, and a lot of our students were very surprised as far as, how easy it was to use the service. I'm also available for walkthroughs. If you have students that are confused, go ahead and share my information with them. I've done this on several occasions. I will do a walkthrough with them, help them set up their first appointments, etc. But it's very easy to use once they get in there, and especially with them being a little more familiar through having to use Collaborate and stuff now, I expect that we'll continue to see that usage, go up. Upswing is ADA compliant, yes. So I actually have talked with Megan Sherman about this and read through some of the literature they provide on their ADA compliance, and yes, they meet the standards. Glad to hear it. Again, I do want to point out that yes, they offer more than just tutoring. I'm not sure if students are even aware, but I try to point this out when I have an opportunity to talk to them, that there are also, again, the workshops and the videos that under the resources, for Writing Lab and for citations. Again, citations, one of the most difficult things for students, but assistance is available for that. There's not necessarily writing center assistance for other languages, but if the student were to select a tutor for that particular assignment, they can receive help with. I'm going to guess that you're referring to assignments where they have to write in Spanish, maybe essays and whatnot. Okay, they can actually select one of the Spanish course tutors to receive assistance with that. They're trained and qualified to help out with that. And I think what I'm going to do is actually just skip that video. I have not been able to get that link to work. I apologize for that. It was just about 5 to 7 minute demo on the whiteboard portion of it. I wanted you to be able to see that, but what I will be more than happy to do is if there's more information that is necessary, I'll try to get that to Erin, and if you're interested, that can be emailed. Again, you have my information right here. Talia Friday, tfriday@cccc.edu. That's my office phone number. I am working from home, but I do have the ability to get my messages if you call. So 919-718-7505. Let me know if there is anything specific that you want access to with Upswing, or even um, if you want me to kind of go through the how-tos for using it with your students. Thank you, Jason, for finding that. There's actually a link on the Upswing page, but again, I think it's a connectivity thing. It's not playing for me. But yes, that link in the chat if anyone is interested. So I think we're going to wrap this up early then. Any more questions? Okay, if not, then thank you all. Again, if needed, just let me know.
Thank you, Talia. Oh, looks like we've got a question from John Martin.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
Maybe that was an accident, or he might be having mic issues.